Hello and welcome to the Rock and Roll podcast. Check out this record. My name is Mark, and with us as always, the 21st wonder of the world, a man locally known for his impressions of Sly Stallone. It's Frankie D.
Hey, yo, all I want to do is go the distance. And by that, I mean, what's going on, Marcus?
That was a terrible impression. No wonder you're only known for it locally. Thanks for joining us on another rock and roll adventure. Now, while you're out there exploring the world and talking to your friends and telling them about how hilarious this podcast is, remember to tell them, check out this record is available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music, or wherever else they find fine podcasts. Oh, and we're even on YouTube.
That's right, Mark. New episodes drip to the drop directly to your ears every other Friday. And of course, it's for all of your listening pleasure.
So, what the heck is check out this record?
I don't know.
Great question, and thank you for asking. Yeah. Here on Check Out This Record, Frank and I will push the limits of our long-term friendship by recommending albums to each other to, check out. We give each album a thorough review, ranking, and talk about what worked and, most of the time what didn't. Now, we also have a wide variety of musical discussions from our Spotlight series, where we'll dig into a band's catalog and see what comes out the other side.
That's right. Those are very awesome to record. And of course, our Versus series, Mark, where we pit two albums against each other, and they do get out for this thing that we call TSD. Do you know what TSD stands for, Mark?
I don't.
It's total stereo. Let's do it in unison.
Domination.
All right.
That's some serious TSD, buddy.
Yeah, it is, buddy.
Woo! Woo! If social media is your thing, be sure to check us out on Instagram and our Facebook group. We like to drop additional content, hopefully leaving you wanting more of Frank's musical insight and obsessions and my random nonsense.
That's right. And don't forget to pop over to the world famous Tube of the U and watch us make the silly face that I just made. And as we try to really just put this show together, literally like it's happening right now. And we're doing that. Of course, we're doing it all for you.
Like right now.
Right. Oh, this moment. Right now. There's no tomorrow.
Right now. There's no tomorrow. I love making all those silly faces with you, Frank. It really just kind of puts a couple smiles on my face. Yeah. Anyways, one of the things Frank and I love to do is encourage you, the listener, to send us, the podcasters, records that we should check out.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll review it. But hey, listen, if you just want to kind of like humble brag about maybe a guilty pleasure you don't want nobody to know about, slide that naughty little business into our DMs and maybe we'll keep it to ourselves, if you know what I mean.
Ooh, hello. Yeah. Speaking of requests, Mark, this very episode, it's a requested album, is it not?
A bingo.
Bango.
Our buddy Keith is responsible for requesting this one. We promise we'll be better at getting to these than the time it took for when Keith requested us. Us getting to it. I kind of had to talk Frank off the ledge to do it. But this week, we're going to be grooving to the Black Pumas self-titled debut Best American Roots Performance Grammy-nominated album, Black Pumas. Or are we? Dun, dun, dun. Let's put a little pin in that for just a moment. While I give you a little of the background on the band Black Pumas.
Okay.
See, in 2018, Frank, singer and songwriter Eric Burton and Grammy award-winning guitarist and producer Adrian Cusada, formerly in this cool Latin funk orchestral group called Grupo Fantasma from Austin. Dude, you got to check them out. They're kind of crazy. Anyways, Burton and Cusada came together, as I mentioned, in Austin, Texas, when Burton was suggested for a project that Casada was working on by a friend who had heard Eric Burton busking, playing the old guitar and singing out in the street one night there in Austin. And they befriended him, or I'm not sure if they befriended him or what the story is, but they liked the way this guy sang. They got his contact info. They were like, hey, my buddy's got this thing. Hey, my buddy, check out this guy. It was something like that. Anyways.
Yeah.
They got together, and here we have what is described as psychedelic soul meets R&B meets soul, and dare I say a little rock and roll.
Hello.
I know. Known to you and I, Frank, as Black Pumas.
Yeah, that's them. Yeah.
I'm going to say Black Pumas like 900 times
this episode.
But it's a good thing. Let's go ahead and take a dive, as we say, into the album now. Black Pumas by Frank.
Black Pumas.
Released June 21st, 2019 on ATO Records. Produced by John Kaplan and Adrian Casada, as you might expect there. Here we go. Track 1, Black Moon Rising.
Okay.
Frank, the album kicks off with this big, funky, soulful snare roll into like this hot summer night of a groove. Did you feel that?
I did.
Yeah, it's amazingly well paced, soulful, and the groove that you just can't help but to kind of tap along to. Frank, I'm curious how this number hit you. You've expressed difficulties kind of in getting into this style before. Have the Black Pumas warranted a little bit more ear time from you?
Yeah, I mean, musically, this is not too dissimilar than the Black Keys album we reviewed a few weeks back and found in the archives. This song is very sensual, Mark, for sure. Mm-hmm. It's a sensual tune. And and musically, listen, I'm all in. Vocally now, specifically the runs and the lyrics, I have a little bit more of a challenge with. That's just me. People have to get over that. However, I do think the rest of the song gets outweighed by the strong musical composition, which is going to be a theme that I'm going to be saying throughout all these tracks here. Very well created, quality songs, musically, just, again, extremely well put together. So I did dig this opening track.
Very nice. Very nice. Track 2, Colors. That's Colors without the U. We're talking about Austin, Texas. Nobody's English in this band. It's a wild assumption. I don't know that to be true. Burton does a great job here with these really wonderfully curated lyrics about colors. They're a little simple, but they're well done, simply paired together. He loves out in the world. That is the colors he loves out in the world. Excuse me. It's simple and effective, paired with the mellow backbeat and soulful backing vocals and respective accompaniments to them. The organ solo here is absolutely stunning here as well. I really enjoyed the ending with Eric Burton really giving us his all with that voice. I know Frank's not crazy about the runs, but I thought it was pretty effective here. What do you think, Frank? How did the colors feel to your ears?
Well, I dig the acoustic intro for sure, and the blending with that organ in the beginning. Just it's prime. It really
is tasty, right?
Very tasty. Yeah. Now the falsetto pitch, of course, that's probably my only gripe. But however, I could visually see like a kaleidoscope of colors alternating while this is like going on, and it's a very peaceful song, and it possesses a timeless quality about it. So another good tune. I probably may like this more than the opening track, but this was a really well put together song.
Very nice. Very nice. We're up to track 3.
We are.
Know You Better.
Oh.
Kicking off with this super light, I'm going to say interstellar groove here. And the opening lines, let's float on out on this mothership, baby. And we're off across the cosmos in search of a connection, baby, beyond what we've previously known. You get getting on the spaceship here, Frank, or are you putting on some sunblock and roasting marshmallows on the launch pad?
Well, listen, man, you don't have to ask me twice about roasting marshmallows, my friend.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I know. Well, listen, I like Burton's guitar work here. It's subtle, beautiful, but it penetrates through the rest of the music in the song, and it makes an impact, which is great because for some reason that was my listening focal point throughout the whole song. One thing, again, I appreciate is their attention to detail, and really these numbers are all detailed focus. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, you really feel all that orchestration Casada did in the background before they found this guy, right? I mean, just
totally
crazy.
Track
number 4, Fire. I don't know why I said it like that. Track number 4 is called Fire. Frank, what I love about this is you get this big kind of Texas feel here with this amazing guitar intro. Like watching a dust cloud roll in as just the amplifiers fire up, I'm loving the horn section here, and all that. Just again, I just love that big greasy Texas guitar, man. I'm loving it. Lyrics here aren't anything more than kind of you've come to expect out of the band at this point. Well delivered, certainly, and amazingly balanced considering the limited amount of time the band had to work with Burton here. But clearly, between Quesada's background in orchestrating bands and recording, and certainly Eric Burton's own natural talents, they were a quick match, and that this album probably came together a lot quicker because of that.
Yeah.
I dig it. Great single here. What do you think, Frank?
Yeah, loving the guitar tone that gives that old rock and roll kind of Texas feel, like you mentioned. Listen, lyrically, it doesn't go anywhere, but maybe it's not supposed to. I mean, with the title of Fire, you almost have to build around that concept, right? So it makes sense. I do enjoy the horns. Like you, I wish there was a part of the song, my personal opinion, that maybe got edgy for a second if we're talking about Fire, right? Even if it was for a few seconds and then came back down. However, very strong single. And I think the single choices thus far are completely spot on. They picked the right songs for the singles, in my opinion.
I agree with you. Track 5, October 33.
33.
Now this tempo change is so welcome, and I really haven't had any issues with the band's tempos at this point. I'm loving that they just decided to just really slow this down to almost a borderline like bossa nova groove. I could completely wrong about that being a bossa nova. I just want to say that I wasn't a good drummer. I'm probably wrong about that being a bossa nova. Anyways, I just really dig that beat, especially kind of once those kind of ghostly backing vocals come in, really beautiful. I love the amount of details in these lyrics, and yet we have no idea what October 33 means, or whatever number it is or supposed to be. Plus, there's a kind of this really cool Pink Floyd-esque guitar solo here that I really dug. You into this, or should have just been called, I don't know, November 2nd?
Fascinating intro here. And yes, there is a haunting component to it. And I like that ties into the end of October. October 33rd, I'm assuming, is 2 days after Halloween. So yes, I think the occurrences he's singing of is that of November 2nd, and I think that's an actual clever way to deliver it. I like the haunting and cold chill it creates. I'm gonna go on check out this record and say that this is my favorite.
Nice. I can see that. Yeah, it's definitely a top choice for me as well. Track 6, Stay Gold.
Oh, Stay Gold, Pony Boy.
Frank, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, right? Stay gold.
Hey,
stay gold. Black Pumas. The band is just taking a little walk here, really stretching their very capable legs on this track. Burton gives us this kind of half-spoken storyteller style delivery with his kind of soulful crooning here, and I'm kind of here for it. I like that it works, and I like that they only do this little trick once.
Yeah. It's a chill track for sure. Musically, I like that at first listen, like I didn't necessarily know where it was going, which is cool. It's soulful, absolutely. But if you take away Burton's singing, you almost think you could replace it with like a folk style tune as well. So it's definitely interchangeable. At 6 tracks in, we're getting those similar tempo songs, which isn't a bad thing, but a little variety, of course, wouldn't hurt either.
Sure. Track 7, Old Man.
Old Man.
So this song's about Frank.
About me. Obviously, it's about me.
No, come on now. Nice, bright, up-tempo groove here with, I love this kind of a dueling guitar and keyboard part, right? This guitar and keyboard really going back and forth with these solos, and I'm here for it. They're just floating around in the background. If you listen to that, ignore Burton. Not that he's not doing a great job. This guitar and keyboard little duel that they have going on will absolutely just blow your mind. I don't know, what can I say, Frank? I want to kick it with you. Would you like to kick it with me? Shall we kick it together?
Always kicking it together, my man. This track in particular, I wouldn't say it's my favorite tune on the record. Keep in mind the previous 6 tracks have been pretty strong, so that happens with records. I like the music again. I just couldn't get into this particular track, but hey, man, all of them can't be home runs in everyone's personal opinion,
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you guys saw how easily distracted I was by some guitar soloing and some piano soloing. So anyways, track 8, Confines.
Ooh.
Lyrically, I think this may be my favorite track on the albums, and it may be one of my overall favorites on the album as well. I wanted to talk about the lyrics here because we get these really personal feeling lines and deliveries here out of Burton, more so than before, where songs were kind of vaguely about failed relationships or this, that, or the other thing. This feels like sitting down in a smoky lounge with yourself. Mm-hmm. And there isn't room for you bullshitting you here. You know what I mean? That's the confines. I was feeling this. So pull them up and put the track on. I think you'll be impressed. I think, you know, what he does here and the rabbit holes you'll be able to fall into are pretty cool. I know I kind of lost my place there in my train of thought, but it's all right. I think I recovered well.
I think so.
But I like that. I like the way he's kind of, if you look at the song as a very internal struggle, and then you apply that to yourself as you're listening back to it, I think you can ask yourself a lot of interesting questions here. What do you think, Frank?
Really strong track here. I could see that imagery of the song playing in that same smoky lounge, my friend, where people are just congregating and almost trying to sort out kind of life, or at least make sense of it. To me, this is one of those life songs, and it's really good.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. Track 9, Touch the Sky. There he goes. There it is. All right. Track 10. No, track 9, Touch the Sky. Opening with some really clean guitar work here. You can feel Quesada's Latin roots really nicely here. Please see our episodes in the back catalog for our Fugazi discography. You like what I did there? I love how they keep going as the groove comes in and the song becomes weightless as you float upward with this just kind of positive vibration that the song's putting off. 2 new AG for you, dude, or what'd you think, man? You here for a good time?
I love the tone, and I like the Latin meets the kind of old West guitar lick in the beginning. You without a doubt get a floating feeling here, and I think it matches perfectly with the song title. And I love the solo and how it comes back down, then to eventually in an attempt, kind of the solo in an attempt, try to touch the sky, you know? So
yeah,
I think everything kind of lined up perfectly, so to speak, in this number. So
very nice. Well, we're on to track 10.
Wow.
Sweet Conversation. It's the last track, buddy. We're at the closing track, Frank.
Wow.
More and this is going to be no surprise to you at this point, super clean guitar work, soon accompanied by some haunting drums and vocals. It's a somber track to close on. I was a little surprised here. I was expecting a big raucous kind of outro, but I like this subtle slow fade to a single hard strum and we're out. A serious leave Mark wanting more moment, if you know what I mean. How about you, Frank? You want more of this? Or are you happy it's over?
Both, and I'll explain. So by that, sure. I mean, I'd like more as far as a progression to what the next album would sound like. So it's like, you know, you've heard enough from this album and liked it enough that and you're engaged enough in the band then to want to know what the next album is going to sound like, hence why you would be done. And I think any additional tracks on the album would be too much. However, and I know there's a deluxe edition, but I do like how compact this album
is. And I believe there's also a super deluxe edition.
Oh,
you guys know me and Frank. We're gonna stick with the original release.
OG.
Just because it's a lot cleaner, because you do get all these weird cuts and different takes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they put out 2 or 3 cuts of this.
Yeah.
Not that it isn't an interesting album and worth more, but I agree with you. I like the exact packaging and presentation of this album in this format. It's really nice.
Absolutely. No, it's okay. And I do think it's a great way to end with a closing number like this. Like you, I did expect a bigger sound for the last track, but a tune like this also works for the album with the tempo. In fact, it's kind of like a risk that they attempted, and you know what? I'm okay with that risk.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, I kind of expected a big number, like a giant finale, right? But I liked that they left us a cliffhanger.
Yes.
You know, I thought that was very smart and very interesting way to go out on kind of a subtle note, because I'm interested to see what happens next. Do they take a darker turn? Do they, you know, what are they going to do? I'm interested. Well,
yeah.
Frank, it's time for your
mine
final thoughts on Black Pumas. Black Pumas.
So I'm here to say that although is my favorite style of music. These guys are very good and super super talented. I love the musical arrangements on most, if not all, the songs here. The guitar work is great, and the blending of it with the other instruments really gives it that atmospheric feel. Much like the Black Keys record, this album sounds amazing at night. I don't know what that's just the way it is. It feels good to the senses, especially at night. I'm really anxious to see where they go next with a super strong debut like this. I wouldn't necessarily pick up the vinyl at this point, as it's one of those it's not them, it's me kind of scenarios, where there are still elements that I found hard to engage with, like the falsetto, excuse me, singing, some lyrics, and the stable, constant vibe. But listen, at the end of the day, those are details, and the falsetto thing is just a personal preference of mine. Nevertheless, this was a really cool listen. I give it a 7 out of 10. What about you, man?
See that, folks? Frank totally franked the Frank right out of that one, Frank. But I'm with you on this. I also am giving this a 7 out of 10. For me, what's interesting is I do enjoy the album as a whole, and as I mentioned, I like the length of it as the original release predicted. I think if I pick it up, it would be that. But what I've been finding, as opposed to listening to this album over and over again, is that I'm putting particular tracks into other playlists and beefing them up, and I'm really enjoying them that way, because much like Frank, this kind of psychedelic soul, R&B, soulful stuff isn't a style of music we typically listen to in our day-to-day lives outside of doing something like this. So I really enjoyed this one. Keith, thank you very much for the selection.
Totally, Keith. I mean, last year with Rival Sons, this year with Black Pumas, throw more at us, because you seem to be really in line, Keith, with the stuff we like. So
yeah, please do. Now, Frank, we've both been enjoying a bit of the old summer holidays that the kids say.
Absolutely.
And you know what I did?
What's that, Mark?
Well, yes, I did do that. Yes. No, I didn't do that. But I was going to tell everybody that I went to a minor league baseball game.
No kidding.
Yeah, they had hot dogs, Frank, for a quarter. Full size hot dogs. I gave the lady $5. And she gave me some hot dogs, and I gave her $5 more.
What was it? Was this in 1985? Like, you stepped into a time portal and went to a game in 1985 for this? Or?
Let me say it again. No.
Holy
it was amazing.
Cow. That sounds incredible.
Yeah. So it made me think.
I bet they had some chubby wieners there, pal.
Oh, I wish they did. They were a quarter. I got what I paid for. Anyways, it made me think. Because some guys, it's a minor league game. Only like 5 dudes on either team. Had songs to come out to.
Oh my God.
And so I thought, how funny would it be if you
like their entrance music?
Yeah, like if your entrance music were really bad, and you were playing baseball or you were playing anything, and you just wanted like a terrible song, a terrible thing for your walk-on song, but it happens to be a good song. You know what I mean?
So that's what you were going for.
Yeah, like, oh, no, that's a good song. But like, why would you? That's really inappropriate to play right now. So I'll kick it off, Frank.
Yeah.
Imagine me, right? Yes. Welcome to the plate from Check Out This Record. It's Mark. And here's his opening music. The KKK took my baby away. They took her away. Why is he going up to bat with that song? That's a terrible song to go. Is she okay? The KKK took her.
Oh man.
Yeah. What do you got?
So I think the songs I picked definitely have a different angle, but that's amazing about this. So
yeah.
I picked the song, which I don't necessarily even like, but Lit, My Own Worst Enemy. And the reason is because if I'm supposed to be focusing on hitting the ball, I don't want to indeed be my own worst enemy.
Right. This next song I don't like, but I know people around the world by the billions love it.
Okay, so because I was going to ask you about this one.
Yeah, and I just think it would be funny, like to see Sammy Sosa or like Mickey Mantle walk up to bat, right? And it's just Celine Dion singing "My Heart Will Go On." Wouldn't you be like, "What happened to that guy? Why is he playing baseball today? Take the day off, bud."
Oh man, that's brilliant,
right?
Yeah.
What do you got?
My next one, it's actually a song I like. I wouldn't mind coming up to bat for this one, but or seeing people, but it would also be distracting just because I'd be really into it. But Green Jelly's Three Little Pigs.
Oh, that'd be awesome, dude. Could you imagine the pitcher would just be like, oh my God, what is happening right now?
I just feel, I mean, how could it not bring a smile to your face?
Right.
Yeah.
So my next choice has uplifted thousands and possibly saved millions of lives. It's Third Eye Blind's Jumper. Because nothing says let's hit the ball like a song about not committing suicide.
There you go. Wow. Yep. Wow. Everybody's favorite one album band, right?
I was gonna do Soul Asylum, but I was like, oh, we just did that whole album. See it in our archive.
That is true. That is true. Yep. So this is another song I actually like when it comes on, but it's a lot of pressure, I think, to go ahead and try to perform good. But that's John Fogerty's Center Field. You know?
Yep.
For me and coach, I'm ready to play. Like, what if I don't do good at that bat? What if the person who's coming up to that doesn't do good at that bat either? It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Well, it's minor league, so we're all right.
Yeah, that's true.
So my next one is a song I love by a band I love that has no business being played when you're walking up to bat. Frank, it's the Presidents of the United States and their hit Lump.
Peaches.
Lump.
Oh,
she's Lump.
Just
she's
kidding.
In my head. She's lump. She might be dead. I just think that'd be hilarious to watch a guy go try to hit a baseball after singing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I tried to throw you off by saying Peaches, but it's really Lump that you.
It's Lump, yeah.
Yeah.
Peaches would be funny too, but that would be like you'd have to play in Georgia or something.
That is true.
Yeah.
Or be.
There might be a stereotype against Georgia. I don't know.
Or be part of the Rockford Peaches from League of Their Own.
Oh, sure.
Unless you get traded to Racine, Mark.
Ooh, I don't want to get traded to Racine. Bands that suck.
There you go. So
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No, I don't.
Okay.
All right. So number 3, again, it's another baseball reference. Well, the band's name is a baseball reference. I would hope, but Outfield, and the song is Your Love.
I have no idea what that is.
I just want to use your love tonight.
Oh, okay.
You remember? Jesse's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. Nothing to do with baseball, but the band's name is Outfield. So
why? It's a terrible name.
Yeah, exactly. So that's on.
All right.
That's on.
So, because this song is about having a flag stuck up your butt, right?
I think so.
So I thought it would be really funny for my last choice on songs you wouldn't want to play when you go to take a bat in a minor league game would be Harvey Danger and their only hit, Flagpole Sitta. Right? Because nothing says I'm going to hit this ball out of the park like a Salute Your Shorts reference and having a pole shoved up your butt.
Oh, man. The late 90s. The late 90s gets us again, doesn't it? So my number 1, again, it's one of these songs where, it's cute and funny when it comes on, but again, do you want to have this song on while you're going up to bat? And that's the song they play every opening day, which is Talking Baseball by Terry Cashman. We're talking baseball, I'm Mickey and the Duke, all that stuff. I really like Talking Softball on the Simpsons episode, which I think is where Mr. Burns has done it, the power plant has won it, with Roger Clemens clucking all the while. I used to know that whole song, by the way. So, and I know everyone loves the singing voice. Don't worry, guys. There's legit tracks coming soon from me. So, watch out.
Here we go.
Yeah, but that's my number 1, Mark. Talking baseball.
Nice. Now that's how you make a mother flipping list, baby.
Dude. Yeah. And it all starts with you, my man.
You. Oh man. So what are we chatting about on the next sode?
Yeah. So listen, this a little bit of somber tune at some points, but hopefully we're gonna make it more celebratory. So we're chatting about the band No Use for a Name. So we're gonna do a spotlight on No Use for a Name, and we're actually close to the 9-year mark since the lead singer Tony Sly's death. Sometimes doesn't feel real, and sometimes hard to think about. For me, which I'll mention in the episode. But again, let's be celebratory about this and kind of want to talk about the band, their catalog, their history, what you think about some of the albums. There's some stuff that we might not have listened to fully or taken the time to listen to fully. So I'm going to be kind of stoked to formulate this spotlight episode with you, man. What say you?
Yeah, I'm very excited to do this one. This is a band that you and I had danced around for a very long time.
Oh yeah.
That we really dig. But you're right that neither one of us has done like the complete immersion into.
Right.
And I think it's time to really get in there and get our juices wet and see what we can do. This is just, Tony was one of those guys who was a big part of the scene for when you and I were coming up, that their music was just absolutely part of it, and it's hard to escape if you're in our age bracket of the we'll say the late 30s.
Yeah.
And it was just an inherent part of it, and fantastic band. Look at their what they've done in terms of inspiring other bands, and the work is unbelievable. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and we're gonna make it fun.
We are absolutely.
There's nothing like, hey, so this guy died 9 years ago, let's have a laugh. We're gonna, I think, from what we know about the band already, they can take a joke. We're gonna have a great time listening to the records. And 2 weeks, remember, it's a summer holiday.
Yep, 2 weeks, absolutely, and we're both gonna be excited about that, and it's gonna be a fun old time, right, Mark?
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
Cool. Well, listen, snapping all the way, man. I'm so happy. Thank you for listening, everyone. Remember to like, subscribe, rate, review, suggest, and of course, everyone, be safe out there.
Hell yeah, dudes. Now say it with me. Oh my. Oh hell yes. Oh. Bye-bye.